Welcome everyone to part 2 of my What If EMIYA Alter was summoned by Rin instead of Archer EMIYA. Starting from where we left off, it's the next day, and Rin wakes up going through her usual routine. When she went to check the room where Alter had crashed through, she had noticed that the hole was still there. Her eyes twitch out of annoyance, wondering why her servant couldn't have at least fixed it, sighing in disappointment and sorrow for the money that will be wasted to fix the damn hole. She makes her way to the living room. Alter materialized from his astral form and stoically greets her with a grunt, making her mentally rant in her head on why he couldn't just greet her a bit more properly, instead of just grunting at her like a brute. She greeted him back with a good morning before asking why he never fixed the ceiling of her roof again. Alter grunts, replying, "I am a heroic spirit capable of many things, master. But doing actual servant work is not something I am skilled at, so don't even bother asking me to do anything regarding the roof. If anything, you only have yourself to blame for not properly summoning me within the ritual circle. Now if we could get on with this, I would like to ask about your plans for the war," Alter said, but Rin interrupts, saying that she needs to first eat some breakfast before doing anything, making Alter sigh in annoyance. "When you're done, call me out, master," he says, disappearing back into spirit form. Rin grumbles something about how her servant is a total grump. She quickly makes breakfast, and then about halfway through she decides to also make a plate for Alter. She knew servants don't require food, but figured he may enjoy it. "Archer," she called out, placing the plates down at the table. At her command, the servant appeared, arms crossed over his chest, as he stared at the plate of food, then over at his master. "What is this?" he questions, making Rin sweat drop. "It's breakfast," she replied. "I figured you might like some despite being a servant." "No thanks, master," he said, ready to disappear, but that only made Rin angry, as she screams, "You will eat the damn food, Archer. I didn't just cook this only for you to waste it like this. Then you shouldn't have made it without first asking me," he replied without any care, but Rin doesn't take it. "If you don't eat it, I will use a command seal," she exclaims without thinking, making Alter's eyes narrow. He looks into her blue eyes, analyzing them for a moment. Knowing that his master would not relent, he reached for the plate, and then, like a barbarian, he let the food slide down from the plate directly into his mouth. He chews for a moment, but all he can taste is pure ash and dust. He's used to it though, and doesn't even make a single face. Placing the plate down, he looks at his master. "Are you satisfied?" he asked after swallowing the whole thing down. Rin's eyes were wide in disgust at seeing her servant eat so improperly. "Fine then, be like that then, Archer," she replied back with an irritated huff. Once breakfast was finished, she finally decides to reveal her plans for the first day of the war. "At night, we will strike an attempt to take one of the servants out from the war," she said, taking a sip out of her tea, while Alter silently watched her leaning against a nearby window. Alter hums. Very well, he agreed. It was pretty much the only thing they could do right now, since no servant had revealed themselves last night. At the very least, should the caster servant set up base at the temple, then he can quickly get rid of her without much problem. He then proceeds to enter astral form once more, following after Rin, as she went to her school. Oddly enough, he felt nostalgic when he entered the halls of the school. The day goes by quickly until his master bumps into someone silently. He watches Rin interacting with the purple-haired girl. He felt an immense amount of pain in his heart of steel. This girl, she reminded him of something that he never wanted to do. But knowing his current mentality, it was probably because he had no choice. His fists clench tightly as he tries to remember, but all he gets is an intense headache. The girl leaves after his master finishes assisting her. "Who are you?" he wonders, watching the girl leave. Night soon approached, and he now found himself standing upon a tall red bridge alongside his master. His eyes scanned the area around them inwardly, though he let his thoughts drift away. He still doesn't know why he's been summoned in a Grail war. He has no desire for it. In fact, whenever he thought about it, his mind would always break for a moment, and he would suddenly feel like laughing. He's long since forgotten the reason for it though, just like so many other things he thought. "If I may ask, master, what is the reason for your participation in this Grail war?" he suddenly questioned. He wanted to make sure that he wasn't dealing with someone that may want to wish for the end of the world. Because there's a battle to be won, that's why, she replies. So then you're just fighting to win, huh? I could get down with that, Alter said with a sudden wicked smirk. Just leave it to me, then, master. I can certainly guarantee the victory that you so desperately seek, he continued, not noticing the slight blush his master suddenly had after seeing his smirk. When he does look up to face her, he does notice the smile on her face. His brain goes static for a moment, replacing her image with that of a dead version of his master lying down in agony, in his hand his gripping a Thompson contender. The memory vanishes as quick as it suddenly appeared. We should probably get down and explore. Staying up here is of no use, master, he suggested. Rin nods, letting Alter carry her down in his arms. They descended down the streets of Fuyuki at a face rate until they managed to safely land. Alter silently followed after his master until they made it back to the roof of her school. Archer, do you sense that? She asked. I do, he says, materializing forth from his spirit form. I've never seen anything like this sigil before, she commented while Alter analyzed the seal until he finally recognized it. It was a blood-fort bounded field. I recognize this, master. It's one of the many seals needed to create a blood-fort bounded field. Which, to simply put it, would harvest the souls of anyone within the area. Luckily for you, though, I have just the thing to destroy them, he explained. The blueprints for Rule Breaker appear in his mind, and finally he projects the dagger into existence. Alter quickly destroys the seals that were around the rooftop and then returned back to his master, who could only look in astonishment. Was that your noble phantasm, Archer? She asks. Alter shrugs. Sure, why not, he replied in a vague tone that pissed Rin off to no end. And here she thought that maybe they were getting along better than they were before. My, that was most certainly quick, said a voice that reminded Alter of a barking dog. He pushes his master aside, glancing up at the blue spandex man kneeling down in front of them. In his hands was a long crimson spear bolg. Alter thought, after glancing at the weapon, he knew the person in front of him, Rin, Ireland's Child of Light. Personally, Alter had only encountered the man twice, once in a time so long ago that he can't even remember it anymore. The other during a mission where he had encountered a berserker variant of him. He would admit that his berserker self was definitely the strongest of the two variants. The berserker version of Cu was like a being who had quite literally become the thorns of death itself, something that he actually respected. Lancer, however, he could definitely take on without effort. Alter projected the married twin blades and then altered them into their staff form. Calidbolg was what he needed to counter Lancer, but he would first need the time to project it, thus he needs to hold Lancer off until he can do so. Are you the one behind this, Lancer? His master asked in a cold tone benefiting that of Omegas, he thought with silent approval. Now that would probably be Ryder, who I just fought with, and now I am here for you. Whatever Cu was going to say was cut off when Alter appeared before him, swing his staff. The enemy was busy monologuing, giving him an opening that he could take. He thought, slashing the staff at Lancer, leaving behind some minor cut injuries. Cu grits his teeth in irritation. Good, the more irritated he is, the less rational he is, Alter thought, spinning his staff around. Why are you attacking me with a dirt dash? Again Alter attacked once more, but Cu was able to react in time. Unlike Archer EMIYA Alter had his strength ranked at AC, which went up at C+ when he used reinforcement, thus leaving him nearly on par with the Hound of Ulster's own B-ranked strength. He could also keep up with him with B-ranked agility, while his own Eye of the Mind assisted him in avoiding most of Lancer's blows. Stop fighting, dirty you cow! Again Alter cut him off. This time he landed a harsh kick to his stomach, sending the other servant back a bit. What's the matter? Dog can't keep up, he taunted, making Lancer's eyes throb. Why you? He exclaimed, ready to strike back, only to pause. Who's there? He suddenly said. His distraction gave Alter enough time to replace his staff with the married gun blades. His mind began to call the blueprints for Calidbolg. From the corner of his eye, though, Alter can see a boy around his master's age. He can faintly make out his features, mainly the crimson hair. His eyes focus back on Lancer. I'll deal with you later, bastard. After I've taken care of the witness, we'll have a round 2-inch, Lancer remarked with disdain. He really hated people that resorted to dirty moves. I am sure we will, was Alter's reply before Lancer disappeared. Quick, Archer, we have to stop him before he kills the witness, Rin exclaimed, chasing after Lancer. Reinforcing his legs, Alter dashes after Lancer, silently following after his mana trail. Hiding behind the hall, Alter watches the boy from earlier attempts to run away from Lancer. Raising his Bakuya gun, he carefully aimed it at Lancer's back, mentally chanting, "I am the bone of my sword." Just as Lancer gets ready to pierce the boy, he quickly shouts, "Boy, if you want to live, I recommend dodging to your left." Calidball bullet. Before CU can react, EMIYA Alter shoots the broken Calidball bullet right at Lancer's unguarded form. The boy, perhaps sensing the approaching danger, jumps as far away as he could. Space twisted apart, giving, and then a large great explosion engulfed not only Lancer but the whole entire hallway. Keeping his guard up, Alter waits until he sees the body of Lancer disappearing away. Lancer has been eliminated, he mentally checked off. Although the boy didn't make it, he thought, seeing the hole in his stomach. Unfortunate really, but I was able to eliminate Lancer thanks to his sacrifice. His master enters the scene with her mouth agape. "Archer, what the hell happened?" she exclaimed. Putting his guns down, Alter turns to face his master. "I was able to eliminate the enemy servant. It just so happened the boy over there provided an excellent distraction," he explained. Rin gasped, running over to the boy's body. "No, you're that boy that Sakura hangs out with, Archer. How could you?" she exclaimed. Alter frowns. "You said that you wanted victory, thus I have attained your first victory in this war," he said nonchalantly, making Rin grit her teeth. "We will be having words about this when we return back home, but for now I have to fix him," Rin said, grabbing a crimson-colored gem that was brimming with a great amount of mana. "Do as you wish, Master, my task here is done," Alter said, disappearing into spirit form while Rin worked on reviving the boy back to life. There you guys have it, part 2 completed, and don't worry, Shiru's still going to end up summoning Saber, but since Lancer is dead he's going to be attacked by a certain rider instead. Also, EMIYA Alter's servant stat goes as C rank strength, B rank endurance, E rank luck, D rank agility, and B rank mana. Overall, he definitely exceeds Archer EMIYA in terms of strength and endurance. EMIYA Alter was able to easily beat CU because of his usage of dirty tactics and constant tauntings. Not to mention the fact that CU wasn't really paying attention to Alter, being too focused on trying to kill Shiru. Lancer CU stats goes as B rank strength, A rank endurance, E rank luck, C rank mana, and A rank agility.